He saved an injured alien princess. What he received in return shocked the galaxy. Captain Aaron Voss had seen many strange things in his years of exploring the uncharted regions of the galaxy, but nothing had prepared him for the distress signal that blinked across his ship's console one quiet morning. The Aurora's Edge was a medium-sized exploration vessel, sleek and durable, built for speed and survival in places few humans dared to venture. Aaron leaned over the console, his fingers tracing the blinking red light, feeling a mixture of curiosity and caution. Captain, signal detected. Unknown origin. Appears to be a small craft critically damaged. Life signs faint but present, the ship's AI Myra reported in her calm, neutral tone. Aaron's brow furrowed. Life signs, Myra, can you tell me what species? In the deeper nebulae, many signals were traps, either from pirates or hostile forces. But he also knew something else. Humans had a reputation, slowly built over centuries, for helping those in need, even when it was risky. And Aaron had never been one to ignore a call for help. Plot a course, Myra. Let's see what we're dealing with, he said firmly. The ship's engines hummed, and the Aurora's Edge veered smoothly toward the signal source. The journey would take hours, passing through shifting clouds of cosmic dust and radiation pockets. Aaron spent the time reviewing the readings. The ship sending the distress signal was small, barely larger than a human shuttle, yet it radiated technology far more advanced than anything he had seen on Earth or human colonies. Its life support systems were failing, energy shields flickering like dying fireflies. Whoever or whatever was inside was in serious danger. As the Aurora's Edge approached, the ship's scanners revealed a striking sight. A sleek vessel, shimmering with an alien blue hue, drifting helplessly near a dying star. The light of the star reflected off its surface, making it look almost like a precious gem suspended in space. Aaron's heart skipped a beat. There was something majestic about the ship, something that suggested its occupant was important, perhaps royalty or a highly ranked official. Captain, proximity alert. Energy levels critical. Recommend immediate boarding or rescue operation, Myra advised. Aaron nodded, already reaching for his space suit. Prepare the shuttle. I'm going out there. Its outer hull was scorched, panels torn off and strange energy sparks danced across its surface. Using the shuttle's tractor beam, he carefully attached the alien ship and began the delicate operation of pulling it closer. A small hatch opened on the vessel, revealing a figure inside. Aaron's breath caught. The being was humanoid in shape, but unlike anything he had seen. Its skin shimmered faintly with an iridescent glow, and its eyes, though closed, radiated an intelligence and grace that made Aaron feel small in comparison. He quickly opened the hatch and floated inside, moving with practiced ease in zero gravity. The alien appeared unconscious, with injuries that suggested the ship had been sabotaged or caught in a violent cosmic event. Aaron carefully lifted the being into the shuttle, securing it on a medical platform. He could feel the warmth of its body through the suit, faint but alive. Captain, life signs stable but weak. Recommend immediate medical intervention, Myra advised. Aaron nodded. He had some basic knowledge of alien physiology, enough to stabilize most beings for short periods. But this was unlike anything he had treated before. Using a combination of human medical kits and improvised energy stabilizers, he worked tirelessly to ensure the alien survived the journey back to the Aurora's Edge. Hours passed. Aaron never left the alien's side, monitoring its vitals, adjusting the stabilizers, and whispering words of reassurance, though he doubted the being could hear him. Myra observed silently, occasionally offering technical guidance, but it was Aaron's human intuition and care that made the difference. Finally, the shuttle docked with the Aurora's Edge, and the alien was gently moved into the ship's medical bay. Aaron removed his helmet, running a hand through his hair, exhausted but relieved. "Who are you?" he whispered, though he knew he might not get an answer. The alien's eyes slowly opened, revealing a stunning shade of violet that seemed to hold centuries of wisdom. The being looked at him with a mixture of confusion and gratitude, blinking as if adjusting to the light. "You saved me," the alien said, voice melodic and soft, yet somehow carrying authority. Aaron smiled faintly, brushing off the compliment. "It's what any human would do. Everyone deserves a chance to live." Zelenia was known across the galaxy as a powerful and influential civilization. Its rulers were rarely seen outside their own system, and to save one by pure chance was extraordinary. I mean I'm just Aaron Voss, an explorer, a human," he said modestly. Leora's eyes softened. "Humans, you have courage that many galaxies have forgotten. You acted without expectation. That is rare." Aaron learned about her kingdom, her role as princess, and the dangers that had forced her into this dire situation. She had been on a diplomatic mission to warn allied planets of the growing threat posed by the Tyrol Collective, a coalition seeking to dominate weaker species. Her ship had been sabotaged during the journey, leaving her stranded near the dying star. Aaron listened intently, fascinated by the complexity of galactic politics, yet more impressed by the weight of responsibility Leora carried even in her young age. Despite her injuries, Leora's calm demeanor and wisdom impressed Aaron. She asked questions about humanity, curious about their resilience, creativity, and spirit. In turn, Aaron shared stories of human achievements, the courage of explorers who ventured into the unknown, and the small victories that shaped their colonies. Leora's fascination grew. She had never encountered a species that combined persistence, empathy, and ingenuity in the same way humans did. One evening, as the two sat in the ship's observation deck, staring at the swirling colors of the nebula outside, Leora turned to Aaron. "I underestimated your species," she admitted softly. "In the galaxy, humans are often seen as primitive, unrefined, or reckless. But you act with intention, with heart. That is power. We may not have the most advanced tech or the longest histories, but we do what needs to be done. We don't always think of the consequences first. Sometimes that's an advantage." Here he was, a human among stars, saving an alien princess, and yet his simple choices, courage, empathy, and resourcefulness, were making a difference that could ripple across galaxies. As days passed, the repairs on Leora's ship progressed, but Aaron found himself drawn into the larger picture of her mission. He realized that saving her was not just a single act of heroism, it was a step into something much bigger. The galaxy was vast, full of powerful civilizations, and humans were just beginning to find their place. One day, as he adjusted the energy stabilizers in her ship, Leora spoke quietly, almost to herself. "If the Tyrol Collective succeeds, entire worlds will suffer. Your intervention, it may have changed everything. You will see the galaxy differently now, Captain. Your people, they are capable of more than you imagine. They could inspire, protect, and change the fate of others through courage and ingenuity." That night, as the aurora's edge drifted gently through the nebula, Aaron stared at the stars. Somewhere out there, civilizations were moving, plotting, and surviving. Somewhere, the Tyrol Collective was gaining power. And somewhere, humanity, small but resilient, was ready to step into a story far larger than any one person. He didn't know what awaited them next. He didn't know if the galaxy was ready for humanity's influence. But he knew one thing. He had saved Princess Leora, and in doing so, he had opened a door to possibilities that no one could have predicted. The stars outside glimmered, as if acknowledging the moment. For Aaron, it was not the glory of being a hero, but the quiet realization that humanity could make a difference. And sometimes, one life saved could become the spark that changed everything. Days passed aboard the Aurora's edge, and the bond between Captain Aaron Voss and Princess Leora grew steadily. She was no longer unconscious, and her sharp violet eyes examined every corner of his ship with quiet curiosity. Even though she had been a prisoner of circumstance, she carried herself with dignity and calm, as if the chaos around her was merely background noise. Aaron had grown accustomed to her presence. He found her questions about humanity both fascinating and challenging. She asked about the colonies, the challenges humans faced, and their accomplishments despite being a relatively young species in the galactic timeline. Her fascination wasn't patronizing. She listened intently, absorbing each detail and comparing it to the achievements of her own people. "I have never met humans who take such risks for strangers," she said one morning, her tone soft but sincere. They were in the ship's observation deck, floating among colorful gases of the nebula. "Your species survives and thrives not because of sheer strength, but because of your courage, your creativity, and your determination. Even if it's dangerous. But sometimes it works in our favor." One afternoon, while Leora examined a navigation console, she paused and touched the glowing interface. "This is remarkable," she said. "You humans build devices that are simple in design but flexible in use. Your kind solves problems in ways we would not consider because we rely so heavily on structured systems. Sometimes, the best solution is the one you invent when you don't follow the rule book." "I don't think so, not yet, but we should investigate cautiously." "Older than most of the civilizations I know. Its patterns, they are deliberate, intelligent." Inside, they discovered a derelict station, partially hidden within the anomaly. Its architecture was unlike anything Aaron had seen: tall, elegant spires intertwined with flowing conduits of light. It was abandoned, yet clearly built with intention and purpose. Leora floated closer to a panel, her fingers brushing against the controls. "These archives, they contain knowledge. Knowledge that could help civilizations survive or thrive. Your species might benefit more than you know. That is what makes humans unpredictable in the best way." The energy readings, they realized, were tied to a powerful source that could stabilize entire systems, a resource that could prevent wars or restore dying worlds. Aaron stared at the panels, awe growing in his chest. If this energy can be controlled, it could change everything, not just for humans but for countless civilizations. "That is why it is here. Perhaps destiny brought you to find it." Over the next several days, Aaron and Leora worked together to understand the station's systems. It was complex and often confusing, but their collaboration was seamless. Aaron's approach was improvisational. He tried methods that no structured system would allow, while Leora's knowledge of advanced technology provided guidance and context. The combination was remarkable. During this time, Leora shared more about the Tyrol Collective. They were an alliance of species focused solely on power and domination, absorbing planets and resources to strengthen themselves. Entire civilizations had been wiped out before anyone could intervene. Humanity had been largely invisible to them, considered too insignificant to threaten. But now, with the knowledge and alliance forming between Aaron and Leora, humans were beginning to become a factor they could not ignore. "You humans," Leora said one evening while reviewing data from the station. "You may be small in number, but your choices, your courage, they make you formidable. I see why I survived. I see why you were here. I didn't do it for recognition. I did it because it was right. But maybe that's what humans can offer the galaxy. Not strength, not wealth, not fleets of ships, but courage, empathy, the ability to act when others would hesitate. Not domination or fear, but the power to change outcomes, to inspire hope. That is rare in the galaxy." One night, as Aaron repaired a conduit feeding energy to the derelict station's archive, he paused to look at Leora. She was observing the holographic data streams, her expression focused yet serene. "You know," he said softly, "when I started this mission, I thought it would just be exploration. Mapping stars, recording anomalies, simple work. I never thought it would involve saving a princess, or discovering a station older than any civilization I know." "I'll take that." Leora confided in Aaron one evening that her return to Zelenia would be met with scrutiny. The Royal Council would be skeptical of a human's role in her survival and might not understand the value of his contributions. Aaron felt a pang of unease. Diplomacy was not his strength, but he realized that his actions had already begun to alter perceptions. "You humans underestimate yourselves," Leora said quietly. "You are capable of far more than you realize. I will ensure the Council understands your worth, but more importantly, you will see for yourself what your species can achieve." But now he understood that humanity's greatest strength was something more profound: the ability to act with courage, ingenuity, and compassion, even when the odds were against them. As they prepared to leave the derelict station, Aaron gazed at the nebula stretching across the observation deck. The galaxy was vast, full of civilizations he had yet to encounter, challenges he had yet to face. Yet for the first time, he felt confident that humans had a place in it, a place not as minor players but as shapers of destiny. Princess Leora, standing beside him, seemed to share the same sense of anticipation. Together, they were no longer simply a captain and a princess. They were a team capable of influencing events far beyond their immediate understanding. And as the Aurora's edge set course towards Zelenia, Aaron felt a thrill unlike any he had ever experienced. The galaxy was waiting, full of unknown dangers and opportunities, and humanity, small, determined, and unpredictable, was ready to make its mark. The journey to Zelenia was long, but for Aaron and Princess Leora, it was filled with discovery and quiet reflection. The nebulae they traveled through were breathtaking, clouds of vibrant gas swirling in impossible colors, illuminated by distant stars. Aaron often found himself staring out of the observation deck, marveling at the universe in a way he hadn't since he first left Earth. Leora, too, seemed captivated, though her attention often returned to the ship's controls and her data logs. "I am still amazed," she said one evening, her voice soft but firm. "Your species, you take risks that seem reckless, yet you survive them. You have courage and creativity in equal measure. That combination is unusual in the galaxy. Sometimes it works." From helping each other, they discovered a mutual respect for each other's species, and a quiet trust began to form. One morning, Myra detected a minor disturbance in the ship's trajectory. "Captain, sensors indicate an uncharted asteroid cluster ahead. Navigation risk is high. We'll have to navigate through it. Either way, we'll have to rely on quick thinking." Together they worked seamlessly, human intuition combined with alien knowledge. "You humans," Leora said once as the ship cleared the cluster, "you see solutions where others see only obstacles. That is rare. That is power." As they moved further along their course, they detected faint transmissions, signals that were fragmented and distorted but unmistakably artificial. Leora's eyes narrowed. "Distress calls?" she asked. "Possibly," Aaron replied. "Or traps, could be Tyrol, could be pirates. Either way, we should investigate carefully." Its occupants were scientists and explorers, harmless beings who had likely encountered trouble and needed assistance. Aaron docked carefully, and they entered the ship. The occupants were shaken, but alive. They explained that they had been attacked by rogue drones controlled by the Tyrol Collective, which sought to disrupt research and prevent the spread of knowledge. Aaron listened, his mind racing. Humans had always relied on teamwork, ingenuity, and compassion to survive. Now he realized the same principles could protect entire civilizations. Leora looked at him with admiration. You do not simply save one life. You consider the consequences, the connections. That is remarkable for humans. Few species think this way." Leora's eyes widened as she reviewed the data. "The collective is expanding faster than anticipated," she said. "They are targeting knowledge centers, scientific outposts, and isolated planets. Their strategy is to destabilize alliances and create fear. We can't ignore what's happening." Each session reinforced the bond between them. They learned from each other. Aaron's human perspective brought fresh solutions to complex problems, while Leora's understanding of advanced technology guided them through obstacles they would have been unable to navigate alone. One night, as the ship drifted near a luminous gas cloud, Leora approached Aaron quietly. "Captain, have you ever wondered what it means to be part of something greater than yourself? The galaxy is vast, full of civilizations that have forgotten the value of compassion, courage, and collaboration. Your species, humans, remind me that hope still exists, that even the smallest choice can create a ripple that changes everything." But now he understood that humanity had the power to inspire, to protect, to change the course of history in ways even advanced civilizations could not predict. The following days brought new challenges. A sudden cosmic storm threatened to push the ship off course, and Leora's knowledge of energy fields proved invaluable in stabilizing their trajectory. They encountered a series of drifting debris from destroyed ships, evidence of Tyrell's reach. Each obstacle required quick thinking, improvisation, and trust in each other. Through it all, Leora observed Aaron closely. She saw not only his skill and bravery but also the principles guiding his actions: empathy, responsibility, and the courage to act despite uncertainty. She had encountered countless leaders and warriors across the galaxy, but none had the combination of moral strength and practical ingenuity that humans possessed. "You are extraordinary, Captain," she said quietly, as they repaired a damaged energy conduit together. "Not in the way of force or dominance, but in the way you carry yourself. That is the true measure of a species." Leora, once cautious and guarded, began to rely on Aaron's judgment and instinct, trusting him in ways few would dare. As they neared the outer borders of Xylenian space, the first signs of their destination appeared: distant moons, glittering cities in orbit, and the faint hum of advanced energy networks. Leora's expression softened, a mixture of relief and anticipation. "Soon we will reach Xylenia," she said. "And yet, Captain, I cannot help but think that this journey has changed more than just my path. It has shown me the potential of humans, and perhaps the galaxy itself." Humanity, once considered minor in the grand galactic scale, had proven that it could act with wisdom, empathy, and ingenuity. As the Aurora's edge approached Xylenia's orbit, Aaron and Leora prepared for what lay ahead. They knew that returning to her home world would bring new challenges: skeptical councils, political intrigue, and the looming threat of the Tyrell Collective. But they were ready. Together, human ingenuity and Xylenian knowledge formed a partnership that could reshape the galaxy's future. Aaron stood on the observation deck, watching the distant planet grow larger with each passing moment. He thought of the journey so far: the distress call, the rescue, the cosmic anomalies, the asteroid fields, and the derelict station. Each step had led to this point: a human standing shoulder to shoulder with an alien princess, both poised to confront challenges that could alter the course of countless worlds. Leora joined him, her presence steady and reassuring. "The galaxy watches silently," she said. "It is waiting to see what we will do. And perhaps it is ready to be surprised by humanity." And in the vast, uncharted reaches of the galaxy, those qualities would become their greatest advantage. The lights of Xylenia grew brighter, and with them, the promise of new alliances, new challenges, and the unfolding story of humanity's rising influence in a galaxy that had yet to recognize its true potential. And as the Aurora's edge descended toward the planet, Aaron realized that saving one life, the life of Princess Leora, had sparked a chain of events that could change the galaxy forever. The Aurora's edge glided through the atmosphere of Xylenia, its sleek hull reflecting the light of the planet's twin suns. Captain Aaron Voss marveled at the view. Cities of silver and crystal stretched across floating platforms, interconnected by shimmering bridges of energy. Even from orbit, the planet radiated sophistication, an elegance born of centuries of technological advancement and careful governance. Yet, amid the beauty, Aaron sensed the weight of responsibility pressing upon him. Princess Leora stood beside him, her posture straight and regal. Despite the long journey and her earlier injuries, she carried herself with the grace and composure befitting a member of Xylenian royalty, Yet there was a flicker of apprehension in her violet eyes. "The council will be cautious," she said quietly. "They do not fully understand your role in my rescue. Some may doubt your motives, or the value of humans altogether." Its walls were made of crystal-like materials, and soft light pulsed along the corridors, illuminating delicate carvings and intricate symbols. Humans had never seen anything like it. As they entered the council chamber, a group of Xylenian leaders turned to greet them. The council consisted of elders, scholars, and military strategists, all dressed in flowing garments that shimmered with energy threads. Their expressions were cautious, almost skeptical as they studied Aaron. "Princess Leora," one elder began, his voice calm but firm, "we are grateful for your safe return. Yet, who is this human and why does he accompany you?" "Council members, this is Captain Aaron Voss of Earth. He saved my life. Without him, I would not be here today, and vital knowledge might have been lost to the Tyrol Collective." Yet here stood one human whose actions had defied expectation, whose courage had ensured the survival of a princess, and perhaps even the stability of distant systems. Aaron stepped forward, his voice steady. "Council members, I did not act for recognition or reward. I acted because it was the right thing to do. And I believe that humanity, with its creativity, adaptability, and determination, can be a valuable ally in facing challenges that threaten the galaxy. What makes you think your species can contribute meaningfully beyond individual acts of courage?" "My actions in saving Princess Leora and assisting other ships along the way demonstrate that humans think differently, and that difference can be a strength. Humans are not the strongest nor the most numerous, yet they have a quality that many civilizations lack: the courage to act and the wisdom to adapt. This is why I survived. How can one species, considered minor, stand against them?" Leora stepped forward, her tone firm and commanding. "Council, the human before you has demonstrated not only courage but wisdom. He has saved lives and preserved knowledge that would have been lost. I trust him, and I ask you to do the same. Our survival, and perhaps the galaxy's, may depend on it. Let us see if this, human ingenuity, can be applied to the challenges we face." Aaron's ideas were unconventional, often surprising the council, yet they were effective. He suggested creating flexible defense grids that relied not on sheer firepower but on clever positioning, rapid adaptation, and unpredictable tactics. He proposed communication networks that could anticipate Tyrol sabotage through patterns only humans could identify. Each concept was met with initial skepticism, but as simulations proved their value, the council began to see the potential in human thinking. Meanwhile, Leora acted as Aaron's liaison, translating human concepts into Xylenian frameworks. Her support was invaluable. Without her, Aaron's ideas might have been dismissed outright. With her, they gained credibility and influence. During one planning session, Aaron proposed a daring strategy to stabilize a cluster of planets threatened by Tyrol disruption. Instead of deploying large fleets, he suggested using small, adaptable teams to implement rapid repairs, reroute energy networks, and maintain critical functions. It was a method no Xylenian had considered, relying on human unpredictability and initiative rather than raw strength. The council tested the concept in simulations, and to their surprise, it worked flawlessly. The planets were stabilized with minimal risk, and the approach required fewer resources than conventional strategies. Aaron had demonstrated that humans could offer solutions not through power, but through ingenuity. Leora observed quietly, her pride evident. "Captain, you are proving what I have long believed. Humans have a place in the galaxy, not as minor players, but as contributors whose actions can change outcomes in ways no other species can. There's still much to do, and Tyrol won't wait for us to figure it out." He demonstrated that humans could be more than survivors. They could be partners, innovators, and catalysts for change. One evening, after a long day of planning, Leora and Aaron stood together on a balcony overlooking the city. The twin suns cast golden light across the crystal towers, and energy streams flowed like rivers of light. "You have changed their perspective," Leora said softly. "They see now that humans are not insignificant. Your courage, your ideas, they are inspiring. There are countless civilizations facing threats, and maybe, just maybe, humans can help make a difference. That is why I survived, and why the galaxy may yet have hope." Small, flexible units were deployed to monitor borders, repair critical infrastructure, and maintain communication lines. Each unit operated autonomously, guided by principles humans excelled at: improvisation, quick thinking, and collaboration. Through it all, Aaron remained humble, emphasizing the importance of teamwork. "We are not here to dominate," he told the council. "We are here to help. Every species contributes what it can. Humans bring adaptability and creativity. That is our strength." She understood now why humans, despite their small numbers and limited technology, could become a force in the galaxy in ways no one anticipated. The council began to implement Aaron's strategies across Zelenia's networks. Energy grids were stabilized, communication channels fortified, and planets previously at risk were now secure. Each success reinforced the council's trust in him, and slowly humans began to be seen as more than minor players. They were partners, unexpected, underestimated, but capable of great impact. One night, as Aaron prepared reports and strategy updates, Leora approached him with a small smile. "Captain, you've done more than I could have imagined. You've not only saved my life, but you've shown the council that humans have a place among the stars. That is a gift I cannot measure." "Yes, and you've taught me something too. Courage and creativity, when combined with wisdom, can achieve what power alone cannot. That is the lesson of humans, and it is one the galaxy will remember." The galaxy was vast and full of unknown challenges, but humanity's courage, ingenuity, and empathy could shape outcomes in ways no one had expected. One life saved, the life of Princess Leora, had become the spark that ignited a chain of events with the potential to change the entire galaxy. The stars above shone brightly, a silent witness to the quiet revolution that had begun. And in the hearts of Aaron and Leora, the promise of new alliances, new discoveries, and a future shaped by courage and intelligence burned stronger than ever. Humans were no longer observers of the galaxy. They were participants, and the story of their rise, guided by empathy, ingenuity, and determination, was only beginning. The city of Zelenia gleamed under the twin suns, its energy streams flowing like veins of light through the floating platforms. Captain Aaron Voss stood beside Princess Leora on the palace balcony, surveying the bustling activity below. The people of Zelenia moved with purpose, their confidence restored after the recent security measures and stabilization strategies that Aaron had helped implement. What had begun as skepticism toward humanity was slowly transforming into curiosity and even respect. Leora turned to Aaron, her violet eyes reflecting both pride and admiration. "Captain, your work here has exceeded all expectations. You have shown the Council, and indeed the people of Zelenia, that humans are more than they seem. Your courage, your ingenuity, and your care for others have made a difference that cannot be measured in numbers alone. You saved me, and you have helped protect countless lives. The Council has insisted that a reward be given, something worthy of your deeds. Seeing the system stabilized, knowing lives are safe, that's enough for me." Delegates from multiple allied planets were present, representing species that had been affected directly or indirectly by the Tyrol Collective's expansion. The air was thick with anticipation. Aaron felt a nervous energy. He was used to exploration and improvisation, not formal recognition before multiple galactic leaders. Yet, he also understood the gravity of the moment. Princess Leora approached the podium, addressing the council and attendees. "Captain Aaron Voss of Earth has done what few could imagine. He saved my life, preserved knowledge, and protected civilizations from threats they could not even perceive. Humanity has proven itself capable of courage, creativity, and compassion. Therefore, the Council has decided to offer him a reward, one that reflects the galaxy's gratitude. This is a Xylenian energy conduit, she explained. It holds the capacity to stabilize entire planetary systems, to power technologies that could heal or protect. It is normally reserved for the Royal Council and the most trusted allies. We offer it to you, Aaron, not as a weapon, but as a tool, a symbol of trust and partnership between our peoples. The magnitude of the gesture struck him. He had never imagined such a gift, nor had he ever sought one. I don't know what to say. This is incredible. I can't accept it for myself alone. Your actions have earned this trust, and through it, the galaxy can benefit. He carefully accepted the conduit, feeling its energy resonate subtly with his presence, as if acknowledging the weight of responsibility he now carried. The council members and delegates bowed in respect, a gesture that transcended words. In that moment, Aaron realized the full magnitude of his journey. Saving one life, the life of Princess Leora, had created ripples that now extended across galaxies. Human influence, previously underestimated, was beginning to be felt. Over the following days, Aaron worked with Leora and the Council to integrate the conduit into protective networks across allied systems. It was not a tool of domination or aggression, but of preservation. Planets threatened by natural disasters, energy shortages, or chiral interference were now stabilized, giving populations the time and security to rebuild. Leora watched him quietly as he guided human engineers and Xylenian scientists through the conduit's functions. You see, she said softly, your species does not need overwhelming technology to be remarkable. Ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, these are the qualities that shape outcomes. You've given life to hope itself. Maybe now, humans can contribute on a scale I never imagined. One evening, as the twin suns set over Xylenia's crystal towers, Aaron and Leora stood on a balcony overlooking the city. The light reflected in the energy streams, painting the sky in shades of gold and violet. You have changed perceptions, Leora said softly, not just of humans, but of what is possible when courage meets compassion. The galaxy will not forget this. And you've taught me that hope is not something to be found in power alone, but in the courage to act, in the wisdom to adapt, and in the care for others. That is the essence of humanity. That is why the galaxy can now see humans differently. Aaron coordinated with Xylenian engineers to expand the conduit's influence, while Leora handled diplomatic matters, ensuring that other civilizations understood the intentions were protective and collaborative. Together, they built alliances and strengthened networks that made chiral interference increasingly difficult. During one briefing, a delegate from a distant star system spoke. Captain Voss, humans are truly extraordinary. You have shown that courage and creativity can achieve what force alone cannot. Your actions have saved countless lives, and your species now stands as a beacon of hope. Humanity may be small in numbers, but our choices can have immense impact. Leora joined him one evening, her expression serene. Captain, you may not realize it, but your actions have already reshaped the galaxy. Trust, collaboration, and courage are spreading across systems that once feared chiral domination. You've inspired hope where none existed before. All I wanted was to help, to do what was right. But now, it feels like the galaxy itself has shifted because of one choice. Delegates from allied systems gathered, representing civilizations that had benefited from Aaron's guidance and the conduit's influence. Princess Leora addressed the assembly, her voice carrying across the plaza. Captain Aaron Voss of Earth has demonstrated qualities that transcend borders, species, and expectations. He has shown courage, ingenuity, and compassion, proving that even a single species, one small in number, can shape outcomes across the galaxy. Today, we honor him not with titles or dominion, but with trust, alliance, and the recognition that humanity has a place among the stars. The galaxy was vast, filled with civilizations, challenges, and mysteries yet to be explored. And humanity, through courage, creativity, and empathy, was ready to rise to meet them. As the ceremony ended and the crowd dispersed, Aaron and Leora stood together, looking toward the horizon. "Captain," she said, "the galaxy has been shocked, not by war but by your actions, by the choices you made, and by what humans are capable of. That is your legacy. And I think the galaxy is ready to be surprised." Captain Aaron Voss had saved an injured alien princess, and in return he had received something far greater than any artifact or title: the knowledge that humanity had a role, a purpose, and a destiny among the stars. And so, the galaxy shifted quietly, not by force, but by the brilliance of human courage, creativity, and compassion. One life saved had sparked a chain of events that would ripple across civilizations, alliances, and generations. Humanity was no longer a minor species in the vast cosmos. They were a symbol of hope, a force of ingenuity, and a testament to the power of acting with courage when it mattered most. The story of Captain Aaron Voss and Princess Leora would be told for generations, a story of bravery, trust, and the undeniable truth that humanity, in its heart, was capable of shaping the fate of stars. And the galaxy would never be the same again.